9 of the 16 playoff drivers had a problem on Sunday in Kansas. And just a few didn't have a problem, but still could be in jeopardy of not making the next round. Dale Jarrett, Jeff Burton with me as we discuss the winners and losers from Kansas in this last weekend. Jeff Burton, who do you think that didn't have a problem is in a safe enough position that they'll still advance into the second round after Bristol?
Brad Keselowski and his team, they just were steady all day. They didn't make mistakes. They didn't make any major mistakes. They may have some small ones, ground out a really good finish, did not have winning pace, but had a good run and gained a lot of points. So for me, Brad Keselowski and that team, they had a very solid day.
Yeah, and you look at it, even though Byron did have a problem, he's in a good spot still because of his body of work through the regular season. So I think that he's going to be okay there. I look at a winner being Kyle Busch. I think what he and his team were able to do to manufacture that seventh place finish that they got there and keep themselves with a lot of points, going to a racetrack that over the years he's just been phenomenal at Bristol. I think he's in a good enough position, certainly not locked in by any means, but yesterday, I believe, had to be a win with them after starting from the back.
So I would add. Logano, Harvick, and Martin Truex Jr., 3 champions of the sport, are hovering right around the cut line right now.
Yeah, they are. But I'm gonna add Logano in that winner category. Like, he was not going to finish where he finished. They made a great call to put on 2 tires, get track position. Joey did a great job of driving to keep it up there. He did not run anywhere near like he finished. And that's what this team has found a way to do really most of the year. They've executed well a lot. Joey Logano was a winner. Kevin Harvick, look, they just don't have the speed on a consistent basis they need. Kevin talked about it before the race. He had to grind out a finish. He knew that's what he was in for. They did a good job of doing that, but only 7 points to the good right now. That is not the comfort zone you want going to Bristol.
Yeah, there's just so many. I mean, yesterday was unfortunate for Bubba Wallace with a fast car. He came in as the last of the 16 drivers in the playoffs at the beginning. Had a decent showing at Darlington. Had a fast race car yesterday, and to get that tire, to have it to blow out and basically ruin his day, put him in a must-win situation here now. I think of the drivers below the cut line. He and Truex are the ones that probably have the speed to go there. Even though I know Ricky Stenhouse has run well at Bristol over the years, I don't know that this team has the speed to do that. But I believe Bubba Wallace has that. Do they have that at Bristol? We just know that Kansas is one of those places that's good for them. I agree with you. Logano just made something once again. This is why you can never count out. When they say the playoffs are starting, Joey Logano takes it up a notch, and would not be surprised to see him move his way through and then be a factor as we get through the playoffs and these rounds.
All right, Jeff. So Bristol, that task in front of these drivers, Saturday night race there, who is probably in the worst position going to Bristol, as tough as that racetrack is?
Yeah, I mean, McDowell, Stenhouse, Bubba, those 3, they're just having so many points to make up. And it's very difficult to do it. You can do it, but others are going to have trouble. I tell you who I'm concerned about. And Christopher Bell, speed's not an issue with them. I don't worry about them unloading at Bristol and going fast. Busch are right ahead of him in points, won this race last year. But something isn't right with that group. There's something they're not clicking on all cylinders. And even with the pit crew change, the pit stops aren't that much better. They're just not putting races together on a consistent basis. And I know that they have some points to play with, but you can very easily lose them. And if you lose spots on pit road at Bristol, it's very difficult to get them back. If you lose for other mistakes, it's very difficult to get them back. They're fast enough, but can they execute? That team has not executed for the majority of the year. And now here they are going to Bristol. how confident can you be that you're going to be able to do everything you need to do to get those points to leave Bristol with the next round? And this is a fast race car with a fast race car driver and a good crew chief. They're all good. They're all capable, but they just aren't connecting the dots.
Yeah, I think we always wonder, we know that JGR is trying to do the right thing and get him a better pit crew, because that's something that through the regular season has hindered this 20 car and driver losing spots on pit road. And all of a sudden, things aren't any different. I'm not sure that they haven't been worse than what they've been. So, is continuity a thing when it comes to the making that change and things going well? I'm looking up at Ross Chastain. Can he get through and have a solid race here? He's done a pretty good job through Darlington, even though the race didn't start out well there for him. They made a great finish out of that. Okay for yesterday, but can he navigate through and get through Bristol without issues? And that's something that you talk about. It's just so hard to do and put yourself and keep yourself in the right spot throughout 500 laps and making the right calls on pit stops, not speeding on pit road, not finding yourself and making wrong decisions at bad times during the races. So I just wonder if he's going to be able to do all the things this team put it together because this is going to take an entire team effort for them to keep themselves in that top 12.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Motormouths, presented by Toyota.
Hi, I'm Parker Kligerman. For more access like this from Pit Road, be sure to click and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel.